listening to the smooth sounds of freaking Thaddeus music.
Again, so tonight's conversation was my top 5 or the industry's top 5, dead or alive. So I gave y'all my 5 and my number 4. We're gonna continue with the list. So my number 3, I had some internal dealing with when I made this list, or we had that conversation with my cuz, because it really changed my mind, and it's very controversial. Based on my last video, when I gave y'all my explanation of who I am, like what molded me the best, which was as an artist, which was Jay-Z. So yeah, so my number 3 was a little real, it was kind of tricky for me. So I had to put my number 3 at being kind of a slash, it's a tie. So I got my guy Nas. Nas is one of my favorite MCs. Nas also, when it comes to just lyrics, I don't think it's many people that can hold their own when it comes to Nas. So we got Nas there just for the lyrical part, but then we got the slash comes from who y'all probably think it is, and that's going to be from Jay-Z. Actually, probably a lot of y'all probably thought my number 1 was Jay-Z, and my personal number 1 probably is Jay-Z. But again, this is not my list. This is just history's hip hop list of the most influential MCs, and of course, to be on the list, you got to have some lyrical skills. So, in this third position, there's a debatable the situation between Nas and Jay-Z. Nas got lyrics. I ain't gonna call them superior lyrics over my guy Jay-Z, but Nas takes you somewhere else lyrically with him, with his lyrics and his albums, and Jay-Z. Well, I mean, what can you say? I mean, Jay-Z changed the culture. Like I said, I'm a Jay-Z baby myself, so yeah, he made it cool to be a millionaire, and then came from there to like, you sure that's what you want to do? You sure you don't want to get $1 billion? So we got a whole generation now of older people like myself, if you consider ourselves to be old, that want to be billionaires now. So it ain't about millionaires no more. So people merchandising and doing a whole bunch of different things with their life, man. And I think a lot of that came from the influences of Jay-Z. So that's my number 3. It's going to be a shared position between Nas and Jay-Z. I love both of them. If they have an opportunity to see this podcast, keep making music. Don't be afraid of making music for your older fans. I just want to say that to everybody out there. Everybody out there that's making music and feel like that's their opportunity to share their experience with the world. Do it, man. Age doesn't matter. Just make sure you have a great platform, and it'll come to you. I'm doing it myself. Anyway, yeah. So that's my number 3. I'm checking on my beef. It's simmering. Again, it ain't gonna be as tender as you want it to be because we're cooking it quick. So if you got somebody coming over and you're trying to impress them and they might complain about the tenderness of the beef, hey, let them know that, hey, this is a quick version of it. Next time you can put it in the crock pot. Next time I put it in the crock pot. But right now, I'm trying to get y'all a quick, simple version of it, but looking real good, smelling real good. I'm kind of hungry. Like I said, I've been drinking on a little Pinot all day, so I'm celebrating just life, man. Life is good, man. So everybody out there celebrating life with me, man. Just take a swig of Pinot with me or whatever you got going on out there, man. It's all good. But yeah, so I'm letting that simmer, and we'll get to my number 2 position. Number 2, top 5 dead or alive. This guy needs no introduction. He's a literal martyr when it comes to hip hop. There's controversy around the authenticity of him, but not to tarnish anybody's legacy, we'll go ahead and just give him the number 2 spot and say that he was one of the most influential MCs ever. I mean, not just my life and the history of hip hop. So, and this is one of them of many, and it's a tragedy that actually made that became a martyr to hip hop, you know. And Rest in peace, and everybody that love and feel my number 2, which is Tupac. Of course, I gotta give it to Tupac. Tupac is a special guy. Tupac literally, like I said, became a martyr for hip hop in the struggle. His whole thing was teaching people about the revolution through music, and of course, they had the balance I talked about in the last episode too. But if you was a real Pac fan, you knew who Pac was. Pac was trying to start the revolution, and there's controversy about how he got took out or whether he's alive or not. We get that, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, he did get taken out. And if he did, it was because he was trying to start the revolution. And we all know keeping people doing docile is the thing to do these days. And Pac went out with that message and continue to spread it today. There's people that's been influenced by Pac. I still listen to Pac. Just got to listen to Pac. So shout out to Pac and all the Pac fans for being in my number 2. So my number 1, of course, will come a little later. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and put these veggies into the meat concoction here that's just simmering and smelling like it needs to be doing something else. I did forget to chop up some onions, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop some onions up, and I'm gonna throw it in the veggie pile, and I'm gonna throw it also into this bath of like beef, this beef bath. We'll call it a beef bath. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in here. Let everything simmer up, and then I'll come back and I'll give y'all my number 1. And I'll be shocked. I've got some shocked. So again, you make y'all tuning in with the number King. Come right back and I'll give y'all my number 1.
It's grown man, shit never seen. It's the reason why they call me King. Bad mouth, beat the label 1080. Yeah. King got heat. Of a madman, sorta like Einstein. Between genius and insanity lies a fine line. It be building up the man in me heavy when I rhyme. Pushing weight like a felony headed for mad time. See, I'm comparable to MJ in his prime. Think I'm giving up the crown for America's pastime. My best days still ahead of me. I see my prediction. Nostradamus with the mental position. My intuition keep on guiding me like God's GPS. And I be messing up my blessings every time that I stress. I read my final chapter, my book of life I win. And I be constantly reminding myself, my patience run thin. But in due time, you're gonna remember my name. He's expected cool with rhyming in the set that he claimed. But no gang banging, I'm just bringing it back. Red and blue is that's the color of hue, I'm pro-black. You know when you're getting paid, right? It stays on my mind. You know when it's coming soon, right? I'm focused on my grind. You know when you can lose, right? And I done studied all my lessons. My blessings, they be coming in time. You know when you get your cheddar, right? The money I've been chasing. You know when it gets better, right? It got my mind racing. You know when your rounds are clever, right? Ain't got no time for debating. Cause all it means to me is confirmation. Plenty of nights was spent wishing, praying for a sign if I'ma get mine. Somehow I gotta prove with the rhyme. If I'ma shine, I build my legacy to the end. I build a shrine for my rhyming with